Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to English with Ikram. Today I have selected some more MCQs for subject specialist and lectureship test. And today's MCQs are from language and linguistics. These are very important MCQs that I have selected from different past papers, and these MCQs will definitely help you in your coming test. So let's get started. Number 1. A term introduced by the linguist Saussure which refers to the state of a language as it exists at any given time. Let me repeat. A term introduced by the linguist Saussure, Ferdinand de Saussure, which refers to the state of a language as it exists at any given time is called synchrony, diachrony, paradigmatic, or option D, NOT. The right option is option A. This is called synchrony. Very important MCQs, and these MCQs will definitely help you in your coming subject specialist or lectureship test. And today I will discuss 25 MCQs. Number 2. The study of science is termed as, the study of science is called semiotics, semantics, paradigmatic, parole. And study of science is called semiotics. I have discussed this thing again and again, that when you watch a video, when you take a session, these things, the thing that you watch in a video, or the thing that is discussed in front of you, that remains in your mind for a longer time as compared to the thing that you study yourselves. Next, Dech is term introduced by Noam Chomsky to describe the actual use of language in concrete situations. Dech is term introduced by Noam Chomsky to describe the actual use of language in concrete situations. The options are performance, parole, paradigmatic, and option D is NOT. The right option is, this is called performance. Performance is the term introduced by Noam Chomsky to describe the actual use of language in concrete situation. Right? Next, the system of communication with a community. The system of communication with a community is called langue, B. parole, C. paradigmatic, and option D is NOT. And the right option is option A, it's langue. The system of communication within a community is called langue. Next, the study of language and mind, which has greatly advanced our understanding of the way in which we acquire language, is the study of language and mind, which has greatly advanced our understanding of the way in which we acquire language, is the sociolinguistics, psycholinguistics, biolinguistics, or none of these. And the right option is, this is called psycholinguistics, a branch of linguistics in which we study language and mind. Study of language and mind, which has greatly advanced our understanding of the way in which we acquire language. Next, Noam Chomsky, a very popular linguist. He was born, options are, in December 7, 1928, December 8, 1928, December 9, 1928, December 10, 1928. Whenever we talk about linguistics, Noam Chomsky is always there. So as when we study literature, शेक्सपियर इज़ देयर. शेक्सपियर के बारे में MCQs पेपर में लाजमी आते हैं. तो लिंग्विस्टिक्स के पोर्शन में नॉम चॉम्स्की को, फर्डिनेंड डी सॉशर को, ऐसे लोगों को बार बार डिस्कस किए जाते हैं. तो इनकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ भी याद होनी चाहिए. नॉम चॉम्स्की वॉज बॉर्न इन December 7, 1928. This date will be there in your mind, December 7, December 1928. The theory of biolinguistics is given by, Noam Chomsky, Ferdinand de Saussure, Steven Pinker, Alec Powell. and this theory is given by Noam Chomsky. The right option is Noam Chomsky. Next, Chomsky developed transformational generative grammar in TGG, transformational generative grammar. He developed TGG in 1950, 1951, 1952, 1953. And Noam Chomsky developed TGG, transformational generative grammar, in 1950. The right option over here is 1950. Next, Dash is a term denotes historical perspective of studying language. Dash is a term denotes historical perspective of studying a language, that is synchrony, diachrony, both A and B, none of these. We have already discussed in MCQ number 1 what synchrony. So here diachrony is a term that denotes historical perspective for studying a language, that is called diachrony. Next, Reflection on Language is a book written by Noam Chomsky in 1975, 1976, 1977 and 1988. Reflections on Language, this is a book that was written by Noam Chomsky, and here the year of that writing of that book is option A, 1975. Next, the study of relationship between two or more languages and the investigation whether the common languages have a common ancestor is called, listen once more, the study of relationship between two or more languages and investigation whether the common languages have a common ancestor is called psycholinguistics, sociolinguistics, comparative linguistics, none of these. This is called option C, comparative linguistics. Morphology is the branch of linguistics which deals with, what is morphology? Morphology is a branch of linguistics which deals with, options are the study of structure of sound and symbols, the study of the structure of letter, the study of the structure of words. So morphology is branch of linguistics which deals with the study of the structure of words. Option C is the right option. It's the study of the structure of words. Which among the following is an example of acronym? Let me clarify the concept, the basic concept. What's the difference between acronym and abbreviation? Normally we take only abbreviation, whether it's acronym or not, but we are just acquainted with abbreviation. There are two things. One is, for example, FATA, UNESCO, NATO. हम इसे भी abbreviation कहते हैं. This is not abbreviation. This is called acronym. When another word is formed, there are different word formation processes that we study in morphology. When we take the initial letters of different words and we form a totally new word that is spelt as one, हम उन्हें एक तरह से पढ़ते हैं, but there is the combination of the mixture of different words. The initial letters of those different words are taken and we form a totally new word. उसको मिला के हम totally new word बनाते हैं. This is called acronym in English. For example, UNESCO, United Nations UNESCO, जो भी ये इदारा है, तो ये उस जो वर्ड्स हैं यूनाइटेड नेशन, यूनाइटेड से यू लिया, नेशन से एन लिया, एजुकेशन से ई लिया, तो ऐसे एक नया टोटली नया चीज़ बना गया. ऐसे फॉर एग्जांपल नेटो, नॉर्दर्न अटलांटिक ट्रीटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, नेटो नॉर्दर्न अटलांटिक ट्रीटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एन एक्स नॉर्दर्न से लिया, ए अटलांटिक से लिया, टी ट्रीटी से लिया, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ओ लिया. तो इस तरह एक टोटली न्यू वर्ड बना दिया, इसको नेटो, वाप्टा, ऐसे फाटा. These are called acronym. और एब्रीविएशन क्या होता है? जब हम किसी वर्ड को शॉर्टन करके उसको लिखते हैं, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एब्रीविएशन. फॉर एग्जांपल डॉक्टर से हम DR लिख देते हैं, प्रोफेसर से PROF लिखते हैं. ऐसे कोई और वर्ड ले लें जिसको उसी वर्ड को शॉर्ट करके उसको पढ़ा जाता है, लिखा जाता है, उसको समझा जाता है, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एब्रीविएशन. Now will we intermix these two different terms. So here, which among the following is an example of acronym? If your concept is clear, so this is UNESCO. UNESCO is acronym, the example of acronym. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. मेरे सामने नहीं था तो ज़हन में नहीं आ रहा था. Words such as UNESCO and radar are instances of, अब वो चीज़ क्लियर होगी. Words such as UNESCO and radar are instances of compounding, acronym, reduplicates, conversion. All these are different word formation processes. So here, UNESCO and radar, these are the examples of acronym, right? अब आपका acronym का concept clear हो चुका है, इसको acronym कहते हैं. Words such as smoke and motel are instances of compounding, portmanteau, derivation, back formation. Again, these are different word formation processes. Now these are totally different. Smoke and motel. Smoke से दो वर्ड्स हैं, उनसे ये नया टोटली न्यू वर्ड बने. एक है स्मोक और मोटेल. मोटर से एमओ लिया, होटल से टीईएल लिया, तो टोटली न्यू वर्ड बन गया मोटेल. अ होटल वेयर देयर इज़ कार पार्किंग. ऐसे ही स्मोक से एसएमओ और एसएम और फोग से ओजी, तो ये जो स्मोक धुंध होती है इससे स्मोक बन गया. दिस टर्म इज़ कॉल्ड पोर्टमैंटो. नेक्स्ट इस जो एमसीक्यू है इसमें आप इसको समझ जाएंगे. समझ तो आप गए होंगे कि पोर्टमैंटो एक्रोनिम से थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है. Dash is a process of word formation wherein new words are coined by combining the segments of two different existing words. Acronym में क्या था कि initial letters of different words are taken and we combine them all together and we form a totally new word. And here some part of two words are combined and we form a totally new word. Some segments, some parts. जैसे एग्जाम्पल थी ऊपर हमने देखा मोटर, एक पार्ट लिया मो और होटल का दूसरा पार्ट लिया टीएल, तो टोटली न्यू वर्ड इज फॉर्म दैट इज मोटेल. ऐसे ही स्मोक स्मो लिया. वन मोर एग्जाम्पल दैट आई गिव यू, ब्रंच. यू माइट हैव हर्ड दिस वर्ड ब्रंच. व्हाट इज ब्रंच? दिस इज अ न्यू वर्ड इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, न्यू कॉइनेज, नया वर्ड कॉइन किया है, नया वर्ड बनाया है. कैसे? बी आर फ्रॉम ब्रेकफास्ट, ब्रेकफास्ट है बी आर लिया, और ब्रंच UNCH लंच से लिया. So in between breakfast and lunch, at the time of 9 and 10, when you take something as a brunch, this meal is called brunch. BR breakfast से और UNCH from lunch से. एक segment breakfast का, एक segment एक part lunch का. तो totally new word is formed. This is called brunch. In between lunch and breakfast. 9-10 बजे आप जो चीज़ खाते हैं हल्का फुल्का सा, that is called brunch. ये इंग्लिश में न्यू वर्ड. तो ऐसे नए वर्ड्स आते हैं, डिफरेंट वर्ड फॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस हैं दैट वी स्टडी इन मॉर्फोलॉजी. द राइट ऑप्शन इज पोर्टमैंटो is a process of word formation wherein new words are coined by combining segments of two different existing words. Next, the IPA came into existence in the year. IPA is the National Phonetic Alphabet that we study in phonetics and phonology. This received pronunciation that we follow. IPA, it was formed, it came into existence in 1889, 1998, 1989, 1888. The right option is that the IPA came into existence in the year 1888. 1888, 1888. Keep this thing in mind. This was formed, IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, it was formed in 1888. Next, the word examination is a dash word. Monosyllabic, disyllabic, trisyllabic, polysyllabic. What's the syllable? I have discussed this in phonetics and phonology. A part of word that we pronounce in one chest pulse, in one breath. A part of word that consists of just one syllable. What is syllable? that contains just one vowel sound. Sorry, मैंने शायद syllable लिखा है. A part of word that consists of one vowel sound, that is called syllable. Syllable is a part of word that we produce, that we utter with one chest pulse. That is one chest pulse, one puff of air. For example, vegetable, vegetable. Normally we pronounce this word as vegetable. Here this word has 4 syllables, but the correct pronunciation of this word is vegetable, not vegetable. It's vegetable. There are 3 vowel sound and there are 3 syllables in the word vegetable. So here examination, almost 5 syllables. So it is polysyllabic words, not mono or di or tri. 1 2 3 syllable नहीं है, इससे ज़्यादा है, तो इसलिए हम इसको कहेंगे polysyllabic word. A minimal meaningful unit in the grammatical system of a language is called minimal syntactic unit. Minimal minimal meaningful unit. That is called, in morphology, it is called syllable, phoneme, morpheme and allomorph. It is morpheme. Minimal syntactic unit, जिसका कोई मतलब होता है, that is called morpheme. Minimal syntactic unit, minimal meaningful unit in grammatical system is in a language is called morpheme. The term dash refers to the omission of certain sounds, syllables or even words in continuous speech. Alliteration, assonance, elision, none of the above. This is from phonetics and phonology. I have discussed phonetics and phonology and different terminologies from phonetics and phonology. You can watch those videos. So here the term elision refers to the omission of omission of sounds. For example, there are certain sounds which are not pronounced. That is called omission of certain syllables or certain sound. Though in English language, in phonetics and phonology, this process is called, this term is called elision. Elite से elision, बिल्कुल elite करना, elite. Next, dash is the degree of force with which a sound of syllable is uttered. Another terminology from phonetics and phonology, when we produce some word with extra force, some syllable with extra force, that is called, in English language, it's called, in phonetics and phonology, this is called stress. Stress, pitch, intonation or juncture. So when we pronounce certain syllable with extra force, we put some extra force, a bit louder, degree of force with which a sound of syllable is uttered, that is called stress. Next, the final n in the word sudden and mutton are called syllabic consonants, sibilants, suffixes, none of the above. The final sound n in the word mutton and sudden, these are called syllabic consonants because these syllables, these sounds don't allow any vowel sound before them. जब हम sudden लिखते हैं तो उससे न साउंड से पहले ये 2 साउंड हैं न and ल, n l. These 2 sounds are called syllabic consonant because these don't allow any vowel sound before them. Syllabic consonants. The term dash is used to designate words which are spelled differently but pronounced alike and which are different in meanings. This is from semantics. The term dash is used to designate words which are spelled differently but pronounced alike. Spelling different होते हैं, बस उनकी pronunciation almost same होती है, and which are different in meanings भी different होते हैं. So these are called allophones, homophones, homographs and homonyms. These are called homophones. Spelled differently, pronunciation is the same and meanings are also different. Soul, soul, S-O-L-E, S-O-U-L. Different spelling, pronunciation is same, meanings are different. The consonant y, ya and wo are called, in phonetics and phonology, these 2 sound, this is ya sound. If you are not well conversant with the sound, you can watch my video, consonant sound, vowel sound, diphthong, short vowel and long vowel. I have discussed these things in detail. I will give the links of all these videos here in the description of this video. Being an English teacher, being a subject specialist, being an English learner, you should know sound of English language, vowel sound, consonant sound, voiceless sound, place of articulation, manner of articulation. These are very important for an English teacher. These are called semi-vowels, lateral or sibilant or trills. These are called, in phonetics and phonology, these are called j and wo, because these are very close to vowel sound. There isn't any such sort of friction or obstruction while in the articulation of these sound. Wo, y, there isn't any friction, yeah, you can say stoppage of air. So that's why these sounds are called semi-vowels. The last MCQ, how many nasal sounds are there in the English language? How many nasal sounds are there in the English language? These are three. Three nasal sounds are there. These are and ing. These three sounds are called nasal sound, because in the articulation of these sounds, the air passes from nose. That's why these sounds are called nasal sounds. These were 25 very important MCQs from language and linguistics. You know that I have been discussing different MCQs. I select these MCQs from different books, different past papers, so that you could prepare yourself in an easy and effective way. I am discussing literature, different aspects of literature, as well as different aspects of language and linguistics. And this is the syllabus of your lectureship and subject specialist test. Watch the videos again and again and try to prepare yourself in an excellent way. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.